Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to Talk Football Live. And I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited because summer is over. Oh God, I couldn't wait.
Yeah,
And we're back with the season. How you guys feeling?
Excited to be
I'm
back.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
Feeling good, feeling
All right,
great.
yeah.
You know,
Man, you fans are feeling great. You're feeling great, eh, Cinzy?
we have, of course, we are feeling great. We are feeling, this is a new season, man, new chapter. So yes, we are going in with an optimistic and a positive attitude, man, positive mind.
Okay. See, grandma. All right. All right. I love it. I love it. All right. Week one is kicking off. We're going to focus
Yeah.
on the fixtures this weekend. The big one, of course, is Arsenal versus Man U. But we have our previous season's winner here with us, Don Ola Lobzy.
Always, always.
Okay.
And you guys are the ones kicking off the weekend. So the games start Friday. Liverpool versus
Friday.
Bournemouth. Liverpool have bought a lot of players. I'll just take your. I'll get your take, Ola. Right? You guys have invested a lot, even after winning the league comfortably. You
Um,
guys won the league comfortably, no doubt in that. But you spend big this summer, almost 300 million this summer. Tell us how you're feeling going into the season.
like I would say, and like I repeated last season, a confident winner is always a confident winner. Liverpool is a great team in England, a
Hmm.
leader everyone looks up to. Every other team in the league is like what just happened to this team? We didn't spend a lot of money last season. I think we barely even spent a dime last season. But this time around, we are coming well equipped with great players. There are a couple of summer signings, and there will still be a couple of more summer signings coming up. You know, even though a lot of people doubted us at the beginning of the season by saying, well, we have a new coach, he probably won't top what Klopp did. And within the twinkle of an eye, everyone was like, wow, this is a team to beat. Everybody wanted to beat Liverpool. And only one team really succeeded in beating Liverpool by luck on penalties last season, which was PSG. Every other team was by the wayside. You're like, you already won this already. There was no point. The prize
You
possession
didn't
was
lose in the league, if
Premier
I
League.
might recall, but
Yeah,
let
we
us.
did. We won the league like it was easy. Last season. This time around, we are now going to top it up. You know, we want full dominance.
Hmm.
Not just play like we win this, lose this. Now we have sharper players. You
Okay.
can look at the new summer sign Ekitike. Very smart. He knows how to dribble. This is the first time I think I'm seeing someone like Torres that knows how to dribble also. This is the first time we're getting a tall striker who can also dribble, you
Now you
know.
have Gakpo
And we're
now.
not
I will
just
put Gakpo in that bracket. No.
not as much. Gakpo has the height, he could run, he could move around, he plays on the wing. Ekitike plays in the middle. So
Hmm.
anytime you need the ball in the middle where Darwin Nunes would have been, now we have someone called Ekitike. You can pronounce it with me, Ekitike.
Ekitike.
That is the power that comes into the Premier League. Sharp young player, we believe in smooth transition. So even when Trent left, we got what we call a freak bong. A freak
Hmm.
bong who would play the same thing as Trent. Maybe he might not be a Liverpool native, but now he has been able to gel into the team. And I hope that with Frimpong, Ekatike, Floren, the new midfielder, and some other Frink players that we've signed into the team, maybe after a couple of games, maybe we can get the reading because in as much as you can buy a lot of players, like I will always say, even though we are optimistic, we also have to be on the other side. You have to factor in a 20% error rate with new players playing together, or like
That your
trying
rate
to
was
yeah.
very specific.
So
Mhm.
because you have that situation, you should also always be mindful of the fact that some could gel, some might not gel,
Okay. Okay.
But I know this season it has again.
So I think that's fair, and I'm glad you're putting it out there. It's always a factor when you have new play. First of all, new players coming into the team, but when you have a lot of new players coming into the team, because you guys have essentially replaced your fullbacks.
Hmm.
You're now playing with a 10, which you haven't traditionally done, right? I don't recall Liverpool ever really
Exactly.
playing with a 10. It's usually
Hmm.
eight or two eights, right?
Hmm.
And now you have a striker, a proper striker, someone who's
Exactly.
coming in to replace Nunes. You've sold Nunes. So we'll see how that goes. Are you picking Liverpool to win, or are you saying let's reassess after a couple of weeks and we're seeing how the team gels in?
The only challenge to Liverpool winning it will most likely be a consistent Arsenal. It
Okay.
is only a consistent Arsenal this season I see winning it against Liverpool. Every other team have not convincingly shown me that even with the new recruits that they have, they're going to make a difference. Chelsea plays, but they are all fringe players. They are not consistent. They play today, oh, we're lucky. Tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen. And it seems like the coach is more fine tuned to, okay, if we if we win cups rather than win cups that you have to win many points, I guess that's a good result for us. So when their mindset is that way, they're like, okay, we just focus on this. Let the other guys struggle with this other stuff, which could be a good strategy for any team. That's fine. But Arsenal, I know Arsenal are the ones they're knocking on the door of trying to get the league. And when you see a team be focused like that and consistently say, okay, then we try this. Oh, then let us improve and let's try this. Then I can say, okay, seems like they're trying to get there.
Okay.
So Arsenal is the only one I feel that can get it.
Interesting. As we always do, we will take predictions for all the games. We'll break down those. So if you guys, you're waiting on fantasy or betting predictions, hang on for us. We're going to focus on the main game for the weekend, the big one, which is Manchester United at home to the Arsenal that Ola was just talking about. Cincy is here with us, Man U fan. We're going to get Biodun's perspective and we're going to talk about that game and break it down going into this game, Cincy, right? You were on here, last season, very bullish about Amorim. You had your faith, even as bad as things were. You guys finished in 15th place. You still had the confidence that Amorim is the man for the job. Now they've backed him this summer. You guys were apparently broke, but you spent, again, almost 200 million bringing in players this summer. You brought in Mbumo, you brought in Cunha, you brought in Sesko. Three players who are guaranteed to bring in goals based on their performances in recent seasons, right? And that was one area that Man U struggled a lot this season. Tell us how you're feeling, one, going into this game and going into the season.
So good question. So going into the season, like I said, I feel good. At first, when the summer started, obviously United kind of started slow with the transfer markets, and we only had signed, I think it was only Cunha at the time. And I was a little bit worried. And I was like, man, we are going back into this season with this same squad. So, as you guys know, United had a lot of problems last season, and I don't think it's as a result of Amorim's ability to coach the team. I think it was because he had too many players that were not, fit into that system. Obviously, I mean, the attack was terrible. That was the first time I've ever seen United actually end the season with a negative goal difference. I don't think I recall United ever ending the season with negative goal difference. And the midfield was lethargic, was lazy. And I think the defense was the only thing that I would have said was okay. And but with the new signing that we've signed this year, I believe we shall see some goals. And I like the fact that they brought in Premier League qualities. And that was something I always emphasize with my friends when I talk about United. I was like, I pray that when United signs player this summer, please, they should not just go and start bringing players from German league, Italian league. I was like, it's just too much risk, man. We need players that are tested and proven in the EPL because the pace of the
Yeah.
EPL is different from this other league. So I'm actually glad that they were able to bring in Cunha and Mbuemo, because these are two players with, I mean, I won't call them A-listers as players, but I think they are B-list players with different kind of qualities that they bring, And I think the one person that will benefit from the signing of Mbuemo is Sesko, is because of Mbuemo. I actually had no idea Mbuemo actually is a very, very good delivery of the ball. He delivers the ball very well with his left leg, And
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the one walking that wing along with Ahmad, and they're definitely going to be making some good, there's going to be a good chemistry there, and I believe the team is going to definitely be different. What I saw in the preseason was good.
Yeah.
The dynamics was good. They were moving around. We passed the ball a little bit. I saw a lot of changes from what we saw from last season compared to this season.
Tell us, what did you notice differently from preseason? What sort of
So
combinations did you see or
yeah,
differences
so the
from last
preseason,
season?
one thing I like was our creative, ability to create chances. It was
Mhm.
beginning to show once again. That was something that we did not see last year. Last year we were passing sideways too much. It was too much sideways passing. No idea once we get to the front. No one to finish. Rasmus tried his best, but he was just not giving. I'm sorry, and no offense to the boy, they brought him in at a very, very terrible time. And I think again, I keep telling people, ETH, before I used to hate Ule. I used to blame Ule a lot for a lot of things, but now I've removed Ule from my blaming this thing. I've now passed it on to each. That guy is the worst thing that ever happened to us, man. He brought in a lot of terrible combination of players. I don't think he has it. And again, I actually feel bad. I'm gonna shift pace a little bit. I feel bad for Boniface. I think Boniface needs to leave Leverkusen, man, because that guy is going to
Ah,
destroy his value this year. His value is going to drop, and it's going to be bad. And we are going to see how terrible I watched Leverkusen with Chelsea, and I was like, this is the same team that Xabi Alonso was coaching, that was playing, tiki taka everything, looking good, and against
yeah.
Chelsea they looked so terrible. And I'm like, that's poison this guy is, man. So going back to Man U, I saw a lot of passes, I saw a lot of energy, I saw a lot of people moving around. I saw people like players like Dogu moving around with a lot of energy. I saw good things from the midfield, and I believe we are going to see a new Man U this year, and it's going to be interesting. Again, I'm not going to sit down here and tell you that we are going to come and just start beating everybody. No, I don't think that's the case. But with respect to what Ola said with Liverpool, I think Liverpool is going to find it a little bit more difficult this year.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I think Liverpool found it easy last year was because of Arsenal.
Mm.
Arsenal was supposed to be the one thing that was supposed to give them that challenge, but Arsenal did not. Just they didn't deliver as expected. And Man City, on the other hand, I mean, we can easily say Rodri, we can blame it on the Rodri effect, but I think don't rule Man City out, man. They bought
Mm.
well, and I'll never rule out Pep. Pep came in. Pep is looking like he's ready to go. And we are looking at teams, and I saw
Okay.
that Crystal Palace game against Liverpool. Crystal Palace actually played very well. It wasn't like they sat down and they were trying to pack the bus or anything. They actually have pretty good, decent players. Sa is very good. Mateta
Yeah.
is very good. Hughes is very good. They have very, very good group of players that play well together. So I wouldn't get too excited about Liverpool next year. I
Sure.
think Liverpool is actually going to find it a little bit more difficult. And I saw Spurs today against PSG. Now, while I
Yeah.
understand that PSG they played a lot of games, they're coming back from vacation, and people were actually expecting them to batter Spurs today. But the performance from Spurs today was also telling me that that's another team you have to also watch out for, that has a lot of
Yeah.
potential. So I would caution you there with you getting too overzealous with your team. I think it's going to be an interesting season, and I think there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So let's get ready. And against
Awesome.
against
Awesome.
Arsenal, I can't really tell, but I expect a good game against Arsenal. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I think the battle of that game is definitely going to be won in the midfield. That's where the battle will come from. And yeah, we should
So,
expect to see
so two,
fireworks.
two more things. Two more things. I'm going to come back to. I want us to talk about. I'm going to ask for your lineups, and then we'll talk more about what we're expecting from each team in the season. I think you
Of
already
course.
started getting into it, Cinzy, but Biodun, let me get your take on Arsenal. So similar question, right? Arsenal finally have their striker. Everybody's been talking about it for the last 2 to 3 years, ever since Aubameyang left, Arsenal haven't really had that guy, and everybody said that they're just missing a striker. They're just missing a striker. They're just missing a striker. Arsenal have that striker. Do you think that is the missing piece, or what else do you think? How are you feeling going into the season and ahead of this Man U game?
Um, well, it's great to see Cincy back. We looked for you everywhere last season towards the end. I was nowhere to be found. It's glad to have you back. It's exciting, and Amorim is putting some smile on your face. So, Lobzy as usual, cocky as always. But we'll see. Yes, I think it's better than not having a striker. But the preseason as well, I don't know if it's the boys playing that way or Ateta not trying to show his cards too early, right? Um, with what Kai Havertz did in the last game, I'm asking myself, are we going to completely rely on Gyökeres, or are we going to have the two of them fight for this position? That was a great run from Havertz. We've also seen him; he's been in the gym, so he's looking more, um,
Bulky.
ready to go, looking, built for this season. So I think it's a good thing. However, I would like to temper the expectation with all Arsenal fans. Aubameyang needed to gel with the team when he was around. He played with the team. Basically, they played around him. He was kind of the older and the experienced guy, so the boys played around him. But the preseason, I have not seen our team start playing around Eucharist.
Mm.
It's showing great movements. Yes, we can see that, like great movement. But our boys are still playing the typical, usual Arsenal game and ignoring him when he has showed up. I think we need to start fixing that and start playing with this guy and playing around this guy. Let's
Yeah.
do that for Christ's sake and not just keep pushing the ball to the side or holding on to the ball very much. It's shown a lot of great movements and creating space, and that's good. And we need to take chance of it. So it's going to take a while for him, and I think he's a strong guy. I think he has the mind to handle the pressure and the expectation, because if he doesn't do that, it's going to affect him in this league. This league is very, very demanding and tough. So if Gyökeres doesn't deliver into 3 games, I don't think people should go out and kill him. They should just let him be until he get. Remember, Isaac didn't do well in his first season. Isaac himself, he doesn't score like 30 something goals.
Yep.
He's just good with chances. If Newcastle created 3 chances, he will convert the 3. That's the
Mhm.
difference. So I believe Arsenal is a team that creates chances a lot. We
Yeah.
need somebody to bury it. Now we have your chorus. Will he bury it? Yes, if he has the ball. I'm glad. I know a lot of people didn't want Madueke, but with the fact that we didn't sign a left winger and we brought Madueke, I think it's better because he can quickly deliver the ball. We have to change the way we play if we want to make use of Eucharist. We have to be quick in delivering the ball into the boxes. And I think that's the change. Now, I don't know what Ateta will do, but I think we saw a sign of how he's going to play against my. I saw a combination of Zubi and Rice that gave Zubi a lot of freedom to go forward. Remember when he signed Zubi, he said this is a conductor, right? And I've been calling him that name. He's a conductor. He conducts that team. And Zubi likes to play forward. So if Zubi knows that he has a cover, with Gabriel coming back, I was so happy because that preseason without Gabriel and Timber, we didn't have a leader in that defense. Saliba alone could not do that. So having that Gabriel, who is a beast, gives Zubi a lot of freedom to go forward. And I think Arsenal playing forward is dangerous for any opponent. If you have that guy. However, I've seen Man United as well. As of 3 weeks ago, if you asked me, I was very confident going into this game. Things have changed. They
Mm.
basically signed new front 3. Cunha,
Mm.
Umbuemo, Sesko. This game is going to be a lot of personal, uh, you know, uh, I don't want to use the word hunger, but these two strikers have to prove something to the coaches that try to recruit them. Amorim tried to recruit Gyökeres, it didn't go through. He has to tell Amorim that hey, I am as good as the guy you coached in Sporting.
Button.
Sesko has not tried to recruit Sesko. Sesko has a statement. He has something to prove to us now to say, hey, you missed out on me. So I think it's going to make that game very, very interesting. Now, the way Man United is set up, he allows Bruno to actually sit deeper. And I think that's the challenge. The last game we played against them, the draw in Old Trafford, he dominated the game in a way
Yeah.
until Rice pushed back. So I think it's going to be an interesting game watching Rice against Bruno this time around, right? Sesko is tall. Hopefully, Saliba and Gabriel can take him out. We play Sporting, we play Eucharist before. I remember they took Eucharist out of the game. This is a game where we need to take Eucharist because I can actually predict right now they are going to go through the center. It's all going to be direct to Sesko. Why?
Yeah.
In Buemo with his left leg, like Cincy mentioned. Yes, that's how he plays that bent front. So I don't think he's going to front the line this time because now they have Sesko, so he's probably going to play on the side. But guess what? We've played Brentford before. We played them last season. We shut down Buemo. Even though he scored one goal, we shut him down. We know how to shut him down. We're going to shut him down again. I need our boys to be fit on Sunday. The worst that I'm expecting is a draw. Initially, I was hoping for a 3 point, but they've changed their game. Their midfield is still their midfield, so they didn't bring anybody new. I don't think they can bring Baleba in within 3-4 days. Even if they try to, he's not going to play. And Baleba is back in training with Brighton, so I think I'm rolling him out. They are left with folks like Ugarte, Casemiro, Meno, miss him out, right? That's still their midfield. It's the same set of people, so I'm okay with that. So let's see what they're gonna do. I just need us to play better. If we play better, I think we stand a chance. It's gonna be a great game. Honestly, I think we should bench MLS. I think we should either start Timber on the left, which we tried in the last preseason game, and the reason is because of Imbuemo. Timber is a very good one-on-one player. He would have to stick and shut down Imbuemo. Let's Rice play on the other side. I don't know who they're gonna play. There's probably gonna be Cunha. It's going to be a lot of work. Cunha is a very hardworking guy. So play Rice, play Timber on the other side, have Saliba and Gabriel in the middle. Let's start with a double six so that let's be humble. Let's not go cocky into this game. That's what I would think. Let's start with a double pivot with Rice and Subimen.
Okay, so really good. One thing I'll just add to that is Ateta mentioned something very interesting after the last preseason game against Villarreal, right? Which was it Athletic Club, which is that now we have options. And if you guys think about it over the last 2 to 3 seasons, is it was that he didn't really trust players outside of the first 11, 12, 13, right? And he didn't change things up as much. You knew how Arsenal was going to play. It was hard to stop them, but you knew how they were going to play. And he mentioned that. And I think what he brought up is actually a very important factor as to why Chelsea, I'm bringing Chelsea up, why Chelsea won the Club World Cup. Because they have so many players, it's hard to tell who is going to show up where. I think that's something that is going to work to Chelsea's advantage again going into season. And we'll come into that. But Biodun, you started getting into lineups. You talked about what we'll see. And I want to get Cincy's perspective on that because we know Amorim lines up with a 3-5-2, right? He usually has two players behind a main striker, two central midfielders, and a back five. What I'm curious about is how do you fit in Cunha, Mbuemo, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, and a striker, which will probably be Sesko or Hoyland. I'm not sure who will start that game. How do you feel? How do you line up all five into that lineup? Cincy,
So
tell us what you've seen in preseason.
that's a good question. I think obviously the front three would start. Is going to be Cunha on the left, Mbuemo on the right, and Sesko leading the line.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be most likely Bruno Fernandes. And I'm
So
suspecting
Bruno
probably
plays deeper.
he plays in the midfield with Ugarte, but now
Okay.
how he moves is going to be, you know, what we have to see. And I'm predicting that it's probably going to give him more freedom to go forward and try and support the front three, as a pivot in the middle, because I don't think Cunha and Mbeumo are going to and Sesko are going to clog up in the middle. I think
Okay.
there's
So you
going to be a
expect them to
space.
pull wide.
Yeah, they're going to pull wide,
Okay.
while Ahmad is going to be the right wing back who is going to be supporting from the right side, and Dogu is going to be supporting from the left side. And I think the back three obviously is going to be delete. What's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. The guy who
Euro.
oh yeah,
Okay.
Euro.
Euro.
Yeah, and I'm suspecting he might play Luke Shaw. on the left side
Okay.
of that back. That is what I'm suspecting for speed.
The left wing back or the left center
No,
back?
the left center back. So it's
For
obviously going to
experience.
left. Yeah. So I think I'm suspecting he's going to play Luke Shaw on that left center back. We along with
Against Saka.
and Euro. Yeah, and that's what I think he's going to most likely want to do because Luke Shaw still has some legs, so he's not going to want to
And
depend.
that will probably send him back to injury that game.
I mean, but he won't want to risk, playing Maguire there or anything like anybody else there. Martinez will have been great.
I think it's Luke Shaw, Martinez, or Heaven that plays.
No, he doesn't have Martinez. Martinez is
Yeah, he
not
doesn't have
going to-
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez is out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Evan, it's either Aiden
Heaven or Luke Shaw.
Or Luke Shaw, yeah. So I think Ugarte is going to sit down and be the bulldog in the midfield and try to, destroy the destroyer in the middle. Wow,
like we did last season.
Yeah, wow. Bruno Fernandes will be the one doing the playmaking from the middle. And I think most of our game is going to come from the wings. They're going to want to stretch Arsenal as much as they can because I think that's going to be where we can definitely do a lot of damage and make Cisco more effective. And that's what I'm predicting. My only prayer is that, Onana does not play, because I was telling somebody, doesn't matter what we do, man. As long as Onana plays, just know that anything can happen, That's the problem. Onana is like the joker,
X
man.
factor.
Yeah, the X factor. So we can have the best 11 in the world, but as long as that guy is in the goalpost, one error from that guy, and you are fighting for your life, and I don't think it's going to be safe to have him in the goalpost for now. I think we should play with the guy who played during the preseason for now. We should keep him for now. Yeah, so that would be my own suggestion to the team, and let us try and see if we can get Donnarumma from PSG. I'm hoping we can get him. Because we definitely need a decent keeper. We need a good goalkeeper for us to be able.
But he's not going to come to a team that is not in Champions League. Let's stop deceiving ourselves.
That was the same thing you guys said about. But that was the same thing you guys said about.
Is not commanding players.
No,
that kind of
I don't think he wants to really play in any Champions League team. He just wants to play.
No, he wants to play in a Champions League team. Nobody, after winning the Champions League, won the league, won every other thing.
Exactly my point. So what does he need to prove at that point? What does he
No, he has a lot to prove.
He has nothing to prove.
Years old.
He has nothing to prove.
He's still a young. Let's stop deceiving ourselves and having wishful thinking.
You can't say let's stop deceiving ourselves.
Onana is the best thing to happen to Man U, and let's just stick with that.
The sliced bread.
It's still the best thing to happen to Man U.
I was never even in support of Onana from day one. I was never in support of that transfer. I never liked it one bit. I was like, I don't think
Donnarumma would want to force himself out of the contract from PSG and look around.
He already said he was leaving. Where is this guy?
I know he's leaving. Then look around and say, "Oh, look at that trash team. Let me go there." No, I'm not going to.
What is trash about United?
Wow.
The evidence suggests that Man U was trash.
Relax. What is trash about United?
Man U has been trash for the last 6 years, and it just became the last trash last year.
All right.
Can I say something though? Can I say something? In favor of Man United. Can I say something in favor of Man United real quick?
So, the best they can buy is those players from fringe teams in the Premier League. That's it.
Lobzy, I was going to support you, but let's just look at facts, right? In the last 2 weeks, right? In the last 2 weeks, I have seen players. I have seen players rejecting Newcastle and going to another club. You know what's funny?
Right.
They rejected Newcastle and went to Man United not playing in the Champions League, and I don't understand what's going on.
What kind of players are they? Is the question. What kind of those?
Zesco is the last one.
It doesn't matter. The point is that Newcastle wanted
Newcastle showed interest. They're actually ready to pay the money. He refused and went to Man United.
Pay the money. So what are you saying?
Yeah.
So let's put this question up. If in the same vein, right, a team like Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man City offer the same player, right? Those are the teams that we already know that have been performing well, right, in the last 4 seasons. offered the same player, the same thing, and Man U offered him, you think he's going to choose Man U?
He just
Ask
refused to
yourself.
go to Newcastle. Newcastle won the
No,
ball. No.
that's Newcastle.
I'm just playing
I just
devil's
told
advocate.
you. I just told you. I removed
You
Newcastle
guys
from
killed
the
Arsenal. You guys
equation.
killed Arsenal that they didn't win any trophy, and you praised Newcastle. But now you're actually saying
It is not. There's a
I'm not
difference
saying
between what I'm saying. The point I'm making is this: a team that's been gradually going down to shape cannot be revived. It's like saying in the American football league, oh, Dallas Cowboys always say we will win the league this year. We will win the Super Bowl this year. Oh, next season is our season. Oh, this is it. Have you ever seen they did the last call up for most players from colleges, right? And someone celebrated, oh, I'm going to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, nope. It's the same thing. It's the same thing we are talking about now. The kind of players that are going to Man U are the ones that feel like, oh, Man U's got the old glory. Our team is still shit. So shit to shit is still the same thing.
can I ask you a
So
question,
I
Lobsy?
will take
Hold on, hold
that.
on.
Is
So let me.
Mbeumo a good signing? Is Mbeumo a good signing for any club?
Is okay. Umbrella is almost old as. What do you think? You think
He's 25. He's
Liverpool
25.
right?
Lobsy is
Is
25. He's 25.
football age?
He was I think he was born in France, by the way.
Football. That guy is
Hold on,
old.
hold on.
This guy now, this guy
Ah,
now.
that
Is
guy is
Cunha
old.
a good
No, he
signing?
didn't
Hold on.
Let me tell you one point that people
Guys,
don't realize. You
guys.
see, in as much as you condemn Onana, let me tell you one thing you really don't realize. Okay, how since you signed Onana, what has been the goal difference between every time you play Liverpool? What has been your goal difference?
They've been having great results.
I don't understand
The
that
goal
question. I don't even
difference
care about that question.
since you signed.
We had negative goal
No,
difference
no,
last
no,
season.
that's not the point. I'm still
Yes,
trying to
I
explain
just
to you.
mentioned it to
You
you.
are telling me
We have
that
never had negative goal
no,
difference
because you
before.
see, that's the point you are
Because
forgetting.
Liverpool
No,
was
you are
Liverpool.
forgetting
That's the
something.
wrong
Wait.
game.
No, who is Liverpool? The winner of the league. That's who Liverpool is. You are forgetting one factor. And I just reminded you, if I am talking from authority as being the current champion. Because I'm talking from authority as
Take this
being the
guy's mic away, please.
current champion, what
As in,
even though Man U has a negative stuff, negative goal difference, you cannot blame Onana alone. If your defense is terrible, it will reflect on the keeper.
Yeah,
So
so
if your
I think what we
defense
do.
is terrible, I will tell you another point
Guys,
again is
hold
this.
on, guys,
Another
guys.
point again is this. You need to score so that you can every time you concede, it has no much effect because
Yeah,
you're
to be fair,
outscoring the other team.
if we look at goals scored, right, 44, it's one of the lowest in the league overall. But when you look at goals considered 54, there are several teams, even up all the way to eighth, right, that considered
Exactly.
higher than that. So I
Even
think Ola has a
more.
point.
See the
However,
point, but you're not seeing it.
I do want to
Haters
come
will
back
not see it.
and get you guys' opinion on how teams are going to, what you guys think, how teams are going to perform this season. But let's take predictions for the week first, right? And then we'll talk about season predictions as a whole. So we'll come back to you, Ola. Liverpool, you guys are kicking off the season against Bournemouth. Is this a win?
Yeah, it's going to be a win. 2-0 Friday.
Okay. I'm a bit worried for Bournemouth this season because they've lost four of their back.
They signed
Their
Tao. They
defense.
signed Tao 2 days ago. They have a defender.
Yeah,
No,
they've
sorry.
got
That's Newcastle.
two.
That's Newcastle.
Yeah.
A new defender arrived. I forgot, but they got a
They signed
defender.
a new centre back. They've
Yeah, they
signed
signed a new
Trafford
center
at
back.
left
Yeah,
back,
they lost
and
Sambain to PSG.
yeah,
Yes, then they lost Outsing to Real Madrid.
yep,
I
they
know.
lost
I mean,
Kekers to
I get
Liverpool.
it. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, they keeping Ouattara and they keeping Semedo.
Semenyo,
Uh,
yeah, and they've brought in
yeah,
Petrovic
how
as
about
their
yeah.
keeper.
Climate? Is Climate injured?
What's that?
Kluivert is fine. Justin Kluivert, he's fine.
Kluivert is fine. Evan Nelson is there. Again,
No
Clivert,
the season
defense.
games.
remember, Clivert was a Liverpool player.
Yeah. So again, I think Liverpool will win, but I won't be surprised if there's a shock result, which I'm hoping there will be. and there should be. Gravenberch is out; he has a suspension. Um,
Mm,
Liverpool's defense
that's
is
interesting.
there's an opportunity right there. We saw what Van Dijk did in the
Remember,
so
even with Van Dijk making that mistake, we already bought two players. They're playing on Friday, so
Which two
cancelled.
players?
okay.
Oh,
We'll see.
oh, oh! One of the teams that played against us. You forgot the guy
You
from
haven't
Crystal
got my
Palace.
gay.
You already bought those. Don't worry. Just watch tomorrow morning
No.
training.
My gateway might not happen. Have you seen the latest result report?
We don't
Oh,
care.
so they
We
were
got the
always
money.
going to buy Diego Leon.
No,
That was
We bought.
you're already looking at another player from Parma.
We got the money.
no, he signed. Diego Leon was always part of the plan. They were always
Okay,
going to sign both.
so I again, my gateway is most likely to stay and come on a free transfer. That is the
To
latest.
Liverpool. Oh, that's even cheap money. You see,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
you're gonna
being
have
a
to wait till next
strategic
season.
team.
You're gonna have to
That
wait
won't
till
be
next
this
season.
summer.
That's
Okay. But I don't see
that is it.
Maguire playing. I mean, this is even if he comes in, I don't see him starting on Friday. All right.
That's the
Going on
point. I
to
want to wait for Van Dijk to retire before he comes.
yeah.
He needs to
Another
go to World Cup and play.
My Nike is almost
No. That's
gone.
what I'm
He's
saying.
almost
I
All
gone.
think
these
this is
players are
probably Van
considering the
Dijk's
World
last
Cup. They
season.
need games to go to World Cup, so they're not going to
Yeah.
go to somewhere that they're going to sit on the bench. He either has to bench
That's a
Van
really
Dijk or
good
bench
point.
Konate.
It's a really good point.
No, we just play. Remember, you can't. Right now, Gerard Kwanzaa is gone, right? So we cannot depend on
Gomez.
Canute and Van
Konate
Dijk
and
also. We can't. So it is a good strategy to always have that guy as okay, so that we don't over depend on this team or
I
over rely
agree.
on them. Let's bench this guy, play 60% of the game this week, 40% next week, things like that. You rotate the team. It's always a good variety to have many things like that.
All right, let's go on to Biodun. I'll ask you for Villa and Newcastle United. What are your thoughts
Oh,
on
okay. Oh man, this is going to be a tough one. Aston
It's
Villa did
another
some
big game
quiet
this week.
business, but I don't think they're strong enough. Newcastle on the other side, they couldn't do any business because of Eddie Howe not reaching out to Lobzy for some HR services. He was
See,
unable to recruit. Um, all the players they liked, Liverpool stole them. Man United stole them. People just took players away from them. So, but again, I still think Newcastle is a strong side. Um, I think I'll go for a draw 2-2.
Hmm. Okay. So you think Villa have enough about them? Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Cincy, I'll take your thoughts on Brighton versus Fulham.
That's why I'll call it draw on this one.
Okay.
Look, he has. I mean, those two teams, they look evenly matched to me. Going by their last season's effort, I think this would most likely be a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
I can see 2-2 here, man.
I'll take Sunderland West Ham. Sunderland have, they're new to the Premiership. They've signed a lot of players, very notably Granit Xhaka, former Arsenal player.
do you
And
mean
he's
they are
immediately
back in the Premier League or they are new to the Premier League?
they're back. They're back in the Premier League. They're not new. They're back in the Premier League.
Like
And
I remember the days of Kevin Phillips. I watched them play for Sunderland. So.
oh yeah, They
Exactly.
were still. I think as of 2015 was the last time they were in the Premiership. Granit Xhaka is the captain. They've just signed him, and he's immediately been made captain. I think they will still struggle. I'm curious to see how all these new signings gel together. I watched West Ham in preseason. West Ham seem to be finding themselves under Graham Potter. I expect West Ham to take this 2-1.
Yes,
Wait,
yes.
All right.
did you pick West Ham to win this game?
I picked West Ham to win this game. Yes.
Okay. By the way, I'll tell you this:
Mm-hmm.
Sunderland has spent more money in transfer this summer than Arsenal.
I know. They've spent a lot.
In
They've
case you
bought in,
guys
I
don't
think,
know.
about 11 to 14
Yeah.
players, something like that. They've signed a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
All right.
And they made money from selling what's his name? Belliam's brother.
Yeah, Joby Bellingham.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they do. All right, I'm happy to be wrong, but we'll see. Coming back to you.
Wait, did you say Belliam's brother plays for Sunderland?
He
He was
helped
there.
them
He
get
helped.
pro.
He was there,
was
but
there.
Was there?
I
That's
thought
what I'm
told
saying.
him.
He helped them.
was in Dortmund.
I said they made money from selling him to Dortmund.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, makes sense.
Tottenham Burnley.
Tottenham,
Another newcomer.
yeah, Tottenham, easy for this. Burnley,
Sure.
they're back in the Premier League, but yeah, I don't rate them as much.
Okay.
Okay. I'm curious to see what the new teams
I
have
mean,
because the last couple of seasons,
this is our
whoever comes
guy.
up
This
just
is
goes
our guy.
far.
Walker. Walker is in Burnley right now.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, Kyle
Yeah,
Walker?
Kyle
Oh,
Walker.
Kyle
Yeah,
Walker.
he's in Burnley right now. He's a
Yeah,
Claret.
probably. All right. Biodun, your
Oh
boss.
man. So it's
Pep
funny.
Guardiola faces up
Wolves
against Wolves.
Wolves has always had a first game. I mean, yeah, they always do well. They don't do a lot of business. They lost Konya. Then that new coach is starting afresh with Wolves, who I think is a good coach. Man City, no Rodri, no Kovacic. It's gonna be tough, but I think City will get a win. They will find a way and they'll get a win. Uh 3-2.
Okay. Okay. 3-2 win. All right. Cincy,
This is going to be the score.
Chelsea.
Chelsea Crystal Palace. Now, this game is actually pretty tricky for Chelsea. I
Mm.
think Chelsea. I want to say Chelsea would win, but it's not going to be easy for them. I really fancy this Crystal Palace team. They are going on with 2 trophies in a row. I mean, they are motivated, man. So I would say Chelsea should be very careful. I can easily see this game being a draw. And I want to say Chelsea 1-0, but again, I just want to put that caveat out there that this could easily end a draw or an upset. But I would say Chelsea 1-0.
Okay. Chelsea 1-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I'll take Forest Brentford. Brentford as well. I think same way as I was worried for Bournemouth, I'm a bit worried for Brentford as well, just because they've lost Thomas Frank, who brought them through the lower leagues into the Premiership, stabilized them. They've lost Norgard, their captain, to Arsenal, right? They've lost Buemo as well, right? So three key characters in Brentford. And Forest, finished the season a bit shaky. They've lost Elanga as well. I think they're still looking to bring in a couple players, but I would expect Forest to win this game. I'm curious to see. I think Brentford will stabilize. I'm not picking them to struggle, but I think at the start of the season they will struggle, and I expect Forest to win this game. All right, I'll take predictions from everybody from my U. Arsenal. Ola,
Oh my god. This one.
what do you think?
Like I keep saying, Arsenal has been consistent. Man U has not been consistent. Even though Man U is playing at home, and I think they bought a couple of players recently, Arsenal won them last season. So I don't expect something different this time around.
Hmm,
I peep Arsenal winning this
okay, beautiful.
3-1.
3-1. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I appreciate Lopsy. I definitely wish that the scoreline will win. I don't care the scoreline. I just want the 3 point. I really want the 3 point, but I don't think it will be that easy though. Like I said, I was confident. Okay, a few weeks ago, uh, things have changed. I've watched them in preseason. I think they have their new spirits. The coach is happy with the way what he's saying in practice. I think they are energized. If I go with history in terms of their last two, three openers, they've not been very good. They've been lucky to win their opening games. Man United in the last two, three seasons. The last one was against Fulham, I believe, and they kind of managed to win by maybe a goal difference. This is an Arsenal team that wants something. They're hungry. I need that hunger to show on the field. I will go with a 2-2 draw for this game.
2-2 draw. Wow. Cincy.
I think Biodun picked
So
fine.
if you get a 2-2 draw and lose a point, you're already doubting winning the Premier League. Nice one.
We can come back to the prediction later. I'm just being I this
Ah,
is my this is me judging from preseason games. Yeah.
Okay. Cincy.
I expect some fireworks in this game,
Hmm.
and I think 2-2 sounds like a reasonable prediction. I'll be fine with a draw, to be honest with you. And I also want to see how we play against a team like Arsenal. It'll be a good test for United just to see what the season would look like moving forward.
Okay.
But yeah, 2-2 will be acceptable.
Okay. I'm expecting an Arsenal win, and I say that because You mentioned something earlier, Biodun. You talked about how you are wondering if Arteta is maybe not trying to show his hands in preseason, and I think it was a case of that. I think the preseason games that I saw was a case of Arteta experimenting, knowing that he has his plan A. And I think a lot of those games were about testing out new combinations. So we saw Nogard start a lot of games. I think Nogard started 2 or 3 games when Zubimendi was already available and Rice was available. Rice and Zubi were benched in some games. Nogard started. I saw at halftime he took off Martinelli and brought in Madueke to play the whole half, right, against Athletic. Um, he started Gyökeres immediately, even though Kai was back available against Athletic. So I think it was a case of trying to test out new things. But I think the blueprint in that final game showed us what to expect from Arsenal this season. And against a Man U side that is unsettled, if it was maybe against the teams that I'm considering top four, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, if it was against any of those three, I think I'd be a bit more shaky. But I don't think Man U is quite settled yet. And I watched their last friendly as well. That combination looks very exciting, as Cincy said. I saw a lot of nice movement interchanging from Fernandez, Cunha, Mason Mount looked really good. I hope he stays fit because he's a good
Yeah, he did
player.
look good. I
He's
agree.
just very unfortunate with injuries. Ahmad, lots of nice interchanges, but I don't think it's quite come together yet. And for that reason, because it's this early in the season, I expect Arsenal to win.
Yeah, I
All
think the
right.
midfield will be a test for United. I think that's where most of our problems will most likely come from. And it'd be nice to see how they react and adjust. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I mentioned this to you, right?
Mhm.
The last preseason game for Arsenal make me feel better, and I told you my fear. My fear is Arsenal rebuilding the midfield, and I think if I were the coach of the opposing team, I would target Arsenal's midfield because it's brand new. We replaced Partey, we replaced Jorginho, right? Good. We still have Rice and Odegaard, which is great. But that is the heartbeat. That is how Ateta plays. It plays around his number 6. So Subimendi creating that performance against Atletico will be
Classic.
good for us. Can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? I don't know. We will see. So if he can provide that kind of deliver that kind of performance again, that will be good. That's my
Okay.
fear.
All right, last one. Leeds against Everton. That one would have fallen to you, Biodun.
Yeah, this is Grealish back to Everton. This is Leeds United signing DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Are you guys aware? So this is funny
I
for me,
didn't know.
to be
I
honest.
didn't know DCL had gone to Leeds.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
don't expect him to start though.
Leeds United signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who left Everton, and Grealish on the playing for Everton. So apart from that, Leeds did a lot of business. I don't know if you guys watch. They had good results from preseason. Um, they also drew with Man United, I believe. I think one of their first games. So Leeds United, mm, quick players. I think they can win this game. Everton will typically take a while before they settle. That's kind of their style. So Everton probably they will be shaky at the
I,
beginning before they
I
settle.
watched Leeds against, I think it was AC Milan.
One
Very
one draw.
exciting going forward. They have Nonto on the left, who's an
Yeah.
Italian international, and Daniel James, both very quick and very tricky.
And this game is important for us because that's our second game. So we need to keep an eye on this game. This is
Hmm.
Arsenal's second game. Leeds.
All right, now that we have week one out of the way, to round up, I'll just get you guys' thoughts on who you think is going to be title winner, top four, top eight. Tell me your thoughts. I'll start with you, Ola.
Start with the leader, which is always good. You know, um, top 8, right?
No,
So
Start with top four,
top
and
four.
top four,
if you're
top
willing to
four,
call a title winner,
top four. As usual, the owners of the league, Liverpool. Um, I'll say Man City if Erling Haaland is not injured this season. because they got Mamouche, so you probably could help him out also. Um, Arsenal, I'll choose also Chelsea. I don't think Newcastle will make it to the top four, so they probably be like 6, 7. So I chose Chelsea, right?
Mhm.
Um,
So that's the four.
um, uh, not Nottingham Forest. So that's the top four already. So the
Okay.
next three teams that might be worthy of it, right? This will be a very tough one. Man U might make eight. You know, Man U make eight because even though they said they bought a bunch of players, remember, buying players does not mean you build a team. They are two completely different equations. So Man U probably can occupy that eighth position. Aston Villa, if they don't make top four this season, they are definitely coming to Europe. Because remember, they only marginally lost it last season to at the end of the season.
Right.
Wasn't the at the end of the season, Chelsea winning a game, they losing, they being unlucky. That's why if they don't make it to top four, they are definitely in that position.
Okay.
Then maybe Newcastle can revive themselves mid-season because they've lost players, and
The
they're in the
Newcastle lose
Champions
players?
League.
I don't think they've
Yeah,
lost players. At least they
they've
haven't
lost
lost
players
Isaac
even.
yet.
I mean, Carlo
Uh,
Wilson left.
yeah, you
So they
can
lost.
have you can have your only main striker there, and let's see how the rest of the team works.
Yeah.
It only takes a while. It only takes one player to injure your main player. The same thing they did to Ireland, and what happened to Man City? Struggle. See, so
Okay.
that's what happens.
All right. So besides the four, you named Villa, Newcastle. Did you say
Man
Forest
United.
is in there?
Man United.
And
Okay.
Man United will
Man
manage
United.
to win. Yeah.
Okay. Tottenham? Hopes for Tottenham or too early?
And they will
No?
try, but it's still a it will be a battle. It will be a battle between Tottenham and Man U. Remember the same way they battle being the last team. That's the same way they will battle the eight.
Okay.
And I know, remember, both teams have less. I think the Man Tottenham made Europa, right?
Yeah, they're in Champions League because they won the Europa League.
Oh, because they won the Europa League. You see how an unlucky team can still be lucky, but a very shit team will always be shit team. That's the situation of Man U. So Man U being a shit team will still be a shit team. And like I said, some people say, oh, they play less game. Don't think it makes you better. The time Liverpool left Champions League, it did not make the team good. You're
Mm.
still going to be shit because now you're not seeing competition. You are more relaxed, thinking, oh, all is fine. We just need to wait for the next game. And that next game, that same team that just played another team, they've seen the way the other team's tactics have been, how difficult it is. They learn from that, they apply it
Yeah.
to your game, and they win. But while you're sleeping, watching Netflix, thinking you're going to chill on the day you beat them, you're going to lose. See,
All right.
that's what happens.
I'll come to you, Biodun. Your thoughts on the season?
Um, they I usually get signals by now. I
Mm.
haven't gotten a lot of signals to have a solid prediction. I still think Liverpool is a big favorite. I believe um, Chelsea is also a big favorite. I believe City is not going anywhere, even though they will struggle, which I think is good for everybody. I don't want them to win the league, and I don't want Liverpool to win the league again. So I'm making a bold prediction of putting Arsenal top. I usually
Wow.
don't do this,
I've never heard this before.
but I'll take a risk.
Okay.
Put them
You
on
are
top.
you are willing. You are taking a risk. I am saying with assertion. There's a difference.
Okay, all right. So again, this is before the season. I hope I get another chance to review after a few games.
Yeah.
but I'm
We
tipping
always
Arsenal to
review during
go
the
to the
season.
top,
Okay.
putting Liverpool behind,
Okay.
putting Chelsea as three,
Hmm.
dropping Man City to number four. Then my last four, and I think I told you guys, I think between five, six, seven, eight, Tottenham will be there. Man United will be there. Um, Man United, Tottenham, um, Newcastle, and Aston Villa.
Okay.
Aston Villa. All right.
Okay.
Is that 9?
That's
Eight,
it.
right? That's eight.
Yeah.
That's my top
Yep.
eight.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So far unanimous on the top four. Cincy.
Good question. This is a tough question, man. I think
I
we're gonna
told
have a
you,
very
yeah. So
Just put
we
Man
are
U at
very
number one.
we are gonna
Shake
have a
us off.
very good season. But I think Ola is gonna be shocked. As Liverpool is not gonna win it. He's gonna be shocked. And he's gonna come back here and he's gonna humble himself. I like to see people getting humbled, And I think this is Arsenal's best chance to ever win it. If there's any time, this is it for Arsenal. Man. Arsenal, if you guys don't win it this year, then I don't know when. But this is it for you guys. And I really want to say
This is
Arsenal.
actually tougher than our previous chances, though.
It is.
I'm calling Arsenal to win it, number one. And I want to say City number two. I think Liverpool is probably going to get some reality check. So they're going to go back to number three and it's going to be Chelsea number four.
they're going to go back to number 3. I
Yeah,
remember.
you guys are going to get a reality check. And the reason is because, again, they bought too many players, man, and too many new faces. And
Okay.
I think that 20% error that you mentioned is going to happen. And that's what's going to cost you the league. That 20% error is going to cost you the league.
When I mean 20% error, I'm not saying error of
I
losing.
can
I'm
tell you that
saying
for sure
error
right
of
now.
conceding. There's a difference. I didn't concede the league. I said
Then
we
that's
might
fine. You
struggle,
you gave the
which
start.
we would.
You gave the start, and I'm telling you why you will not win it because of that 20% error. Because that 20% error will not project you to number one. It's going to because those are the
And that's
games,
most likely going to be a Man U team.
Okay,
the
so
games
so
that
let
you
me
guys
get
are going to
your
lose. And it's going to be because of the combination of players. Because you guys have a good team, but I think the chemistry is not yet there, man. And I think mistakes in the EPL are things that are unforgiving. You make one too many mistakes in the EPL before you know
yeah.
it. You're dropping points and you'll find yourself in third, man. Thinking you're gonna win it. So I think that's what's gonna happen to Liverpool. Arsenal is already good to go. I think Man City bought quite a few players too, so it's gonna require a lot of gelling. And but Chelsea, I can easily see Chelsea. If anyone's even going to carry second, I think Chelsea has a better chance of carrying second than Liverpool. I think they have a better chance, but I wouldn't give it to Chelsea yet. But I think it's going to be Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and for the
Okay.
bottom,
The next
I
four.
guess
The
the
fifth
next
to eighth.
four is going to be between obviously Aston Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, and Manchester. Now, how they align is what I don't know. But I want to say, out of my own bias, I want to put United at fifth. I think United has a chance of carrying fifth this year,
Okay.
followed by Aston Villa at sixth. And I want to put Spurs at seven. And I think Newcastle might be the one who drops to the eighth position this year, again, due to the situation of the transfer market for them.
Okay. I'll go and I'll say I'm very close to what Biodun since he predicted. Again, that top four for me is so hard. At least personally, from what I've seen in preseason, it's so hard for me to predict. So I'm actually not going to put any numbers to my top four at the moment. But my top four is same as all you guys. It's Liverpool, it's City, it's Arsenal, it's Chelsea. Those are the four best teams that I've seen from last season through the summer up until now. Now, 10 games in, I might have a better sense of where things are. But those are the top four. Uh, Man U and Tottenham, I think, will be back in the top half of the table. Tottenham looked good today. I think I might even put Tottenham at fifth. Man U will be somewhere between sixth or seventh. I think Newcastle will struggle except they manage to make key signings. And I think where Newcastle are struggling is that the players that might have elevated them to upper levels are no longer available on the market. I'm curious to see who they bring in. But as it stands right now, right, with the whole drama with Isaac, Osula and Gordon, Anthony Gordon are their strikers. They don't really have a number nine. And we know Gordon played on the left all last season. So I think what he might do, I saw Gordon started, I didn't watch the game, but Gordon started up front for them. I think Harvey Barnes might start games on the left, and that's how they're going to go into the season, which I think is probably not good enough for top six. So that's the issue Newcastle going to. I put Villa at eighth because Villa haven't strengthened again. They've been slow in the market. You need like the players who are going to elevate you to the top levels. Everybody knows them, and I haven't seen them bring in any of those players. So I think Villa will struggle and they might fall down to eighth as well. So that's where we are. Any final last thoughts before we wrap up? I mean, this has been awesome. I'm so excited. Two more days till the season starts, but we're almost there. Any last takes?
I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys have said, you guys didn't consider a factor that always determine the winner at the end of everything. It's
Go for
injuries.
it. Injuries.
Injuries,
We don't know yet. The team out of those top six prediction, the team ravaged with the most injuries is definitely not getting a chance. And also watch out for the referee's decisions. I believe the referee actually determine who wins the league with their decisions. And those two key things will determine whether it's Arsenal or City or Liverpool or somebody else.
Yeah, based on that, really, if I had like, if you put a gun to my head and force me to pick, I would say Arsenal or Chelsea, based on their squads, because I think those two teams now have the squad to run through.
To manage.
Liverpool's issues in their defense, like we've mentioned here, there's no backup to VVD and Van Dijk yet. Diego Leon, or I don't remember if that's his last name, Leon, the new boy who's just come, Leone, who's just come in. He's just 18. That's not who you want as your backup when you're trying to win the league. So that's where Liverpool's error is. All right. Cincy, any last takes?
No, I think Biodun spoke well. Injury is definitely. I mean, for United, for one, any injury from the top three, not from the top three, from the front three, would not be good news, for United because we don't necessarily have solid backups. As you can tell, Garnacho is about to leave. Rashford left already, and Oyland is definitely the only guy that we have that can play up front. But the good thing is, we have players like Mason Mount that are back to form. So I'm hoping he will be able to at least help with some games and plug in there and help us and just kind of like just to help with the injury and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be an interesting one. So I'm looking forward to it.
Final take.
Like I always say, I have not so much to talk about. If you win, and if you've always been used to winning, it's not a new thing. So, in spite of the fact that
Wait, how many
some
cups have Liverpool won in the past 10 years? You say you've not used to. You are talking as if you guys have been
no,
sweeping the
I
league.
don't really need to talk a lot.
Hey.
Just go to our cabinet. You probably notice more than you would notice in your cabinet. So
My
that
cabinet.
that
Hope you know who you are talking to.
you've
Our
won 10
cabinet.
trophies in the last couple of seasons. You've won 10 trophies. How many have
How
you
many
won?
trophy have you won in the last
How
in the
many?
last in the last 10 years? You are
Okay,
talking
I
as
won.
if you
I
guys
won Premier. Okay, I won Premier League last season.
okay, so at this point,
Hold on. Hold on.
you said you
Upper
are used to
season.
winning.
Wait now.
Like no,
Yes,
you
now.
won.
You're used to winning. It's a statement of fact. Go and check.
Okay.
The most successful team in the league is Liverpool. A statement of fact.
Okay, all right.
It is not prediction. We are not
You are
predicting a
joint,
new
you are
team.
joint winners with Man United.
We are not. Go and no.
It's equal. It's 20 league
You might
titles.
say the Premier League, but we said how many cups? That's not how
We're
many
talking about the
Premier
league.
League.
We're talking about the league.
Yes, joint winner. Apart from that, the Premier League is not the only cup available for all the teams in the season, right? We have been the most successful team in the league as a statement of fact.
All right.
Go and what? Verify.
And on that note, thank you guys for staying with us and tuning in. Catch you all again next week.
Thank you, guys.
Nice one, guys.
This guy,